Right, I'm Kirsty McBride and I literally live 2 seconds from the BlueHouses.
What do you do yourself, Kirsty?
Not very much at the minute. Not very much. Just wing life at the minute. It's not even a lie, it's deadly serious.
And how long have you been coming to the BlueHouses for?
Oh, gee whiz. I actually have been coming to BlueHouses before I was actually meant to be, well, technically allowed to be in the BlueHouses. I was one of those ones that kind of hung about outside wanting to come in on my motorbike or on my bikes or whatever, was flying about, and always snuck in every time I could. So probably, I would say, I mean, I'm 23, so probably about 13, 14 years maybe. Like, I was young.
Yeah.
Just running about outside the BlueHouses, trying to get in and see what the crack was inside and see what it was all about.
Torture people?
Yep, pretty much. Like, listen, I love Ballysillan. It's like it's home, you know. It's where I grew up. It's where I was literally brought to when I was out of hospital as a baby. So it's definitely home, but it is, sometimes it can be, as much as it can be a great, fun community and they do good stuff, it can be scary sometimes too. It can be a scary place, just with different things that happen, and sometimes you don't know really what's gonna go on from one minute to the next. Like, sometimes like ghost town, and you're like, something's gonna go happen here, do you know? Sometimes it's amazing. It's like the lights literally over the place and everything's good, you know. So it varies, definitely varies. Like, I honestly, I don't even know. Like, as soon as I came in, that was it. They didn't get rid of me. Like, so I didn't really go to school much growing up. So whenever I wasn't at school, I was then coming here and they were like, Kirsty, no, really, you should be in school. And I'm like, I know, but I don't want to go to school. So then they brought me along and let me come in here, but they give me then things to do in here, which kind of gave me a sense of purpose. It made me feel like I was actually wanted and I was useful, do you know, so they were helping me out. So definitely, like, there was that kind of family feel. So I just kept coming back for more. And the banter, well, you know yourself, the banter's absolutely crazy as well in here, so there's definitely that. So I don't actually think there's some things that can be said on camera, to be honest. No, I'm only joking. No, I'll never forget whenever we were in my very first ever summer camp. Everybody was talking about summer camps. Oh, you'll love it. They're the best, whatever. And I was like, couldn't wait. And it was incredible. But some of the things that happened, I was like, gee whiz, like, it's literally like Ballysillan just going straight down into Merlay. Like, it's like we've just brought Ballysillan to Merlay. Like, one of the wee boys put his hand, like, accidentally put his hand clean through a sheet of, like, literal sheet of glass window and had to go to hospital, and his mummy not had to come down. But it's like, that's literally Ballysillan. Like, that's just the stupidness. But I mean, he was fine and it was all a laugh and everybody. But it was like, we literally just bring we just bring everything with us. Like, we don't go anywhere and just leave Ballysillan. Like, we're bringing it all with us. But it's all good laugh and it's all brilliant. But there's so many. There's just so many. I was going through kind of a rough period then, which I didn't know. I didn't know I was kind of going through a hard period. I just thought this was the kind of young people thing, you know, you kind of, this is what happens when you're this age. But it wasn't. I was going through a pretty hard time, like with mental health and stuff, and it started to kind of take its kind of toll on me, if you want to call it. But Laura Farrell, she was definitely like kind of my go-to in the BlueHouses. Like, she was amazing. Like, they all are, but she was kind of my person to go to. She was always there. They all were. Like, I literally knew if I needed to get away or if I just felt at my absolute lowest, like, I could come here. And I can't say there has been a few times where I have been literally at my lowest, feeling like there's no way out, there's nowhere to go, not literally, where to go, and I've ended up here without even knowing that I've ended up here. Now I look back on the things from a kind of Christian perspective, and I'm like, I know that that's kind of God's way of going, no, I'm not letting like you go and do anything to yourself or whatever, so go to the BlueHouses, do you know? Whereas then I didn't understand it. Like, it's like, why am I here again? Like, do you know, I don't want to be here, so why am I here in this place? So it definitely was like a home away from home. and family and stuff definitely was a big part of me growing up, as like feeling that family and that purpose. I wouldn't be sitting here like doing this. I wouldn't be sitting here speaking to you right now if it wasn't for the volunteers and the staff, especially the volunteers too, like on Tuesday nights. Like there's loads that I could name, like that I genuinely would be lost without. And still to this day, now that I'm an adult, I still have contact with them because they're that incredible. Like I genuinely would be sitting here if the BlueHouses wasn't here, because I would either just not be here, or I would probably be out and my life would be completely wasted. Like, and that's just the truth of it, to be honest. I mean, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. Anybody that does have a faith in God, like, they know it's not easy, but it's definitely been like an anchor. It's definitely been the anchor. I remember coming in to explore. It was kind of like the nights where BlueHouses put on this like worship night, and I was coming and sitting going, oh my days, what is this? Like, whenever people were talking, I can't sit a pace. Like, but when the worship was on, but when the worship was on, like, it was just, I was telling everybody else to shut up because I wanted to listen to the worship, and that's where it all started. And then I was coming, and the first place I wanted to go to as soon as the doors opened for drop-in was the prayer room. Like, I just wanted to go and sit in the prayer room. I didn't want to go and get prayed for. I didn't want to go and pray. I just wanted to be in the prayer room. Don't know why. Like, it just felt like there was that peace and that, I don't know, like there was something there. And then that's whenever I went to summer camp. And actually it was that summer camp that the first ever summer camp that I had decided then I wanted to give this Jesus thing a go. You know, I wanted to see what this was all about and what it was about and what it was that all these people in the BlueHouses were talking about. And yeah, well, it's got me here today talking to you. So personally me, like, I am someone, believe it or not, I would actually sometimes be feared of going into places I don't know. Like, for example, if I was someone coming to here not knowing it, I would probably be feared, especially if it was the BlueHouses. Like, people talk about the BlueHouses and all the banter goes on, but it's not. See, as soon as you come in, you're so welcomed. Like, honestly, like, everybody's just like, oh, how are you, what about you? Like, you know, straight away, instantly, people are wanting you here. Like, you're wanted here. Like, everybody, no matter who it is, staff or volunteers, like, you're made to feel welcome. Like, you're made to feel like you're worth something here, you know, like, you're made to feel love. And so I definitely would describe it as love. I just keep getting love, like, that's what it is. Like, you don't go and you're like, oh, it's just like a normal youth club. You come and you go home again. You come, you have banter, but you leave feeling this sense of, like, enjoyment and love. Like, you feel different. Well, I do anyway. Like, that's how I feel. No matter what I come in for, whether it's just calling in or coming in for something, like, I definitely feel different whenever I'm leaving. We've moved from, like, well, I wasn't really around then, but they went from, like, next door. Well, it's now all together now, but they went from next door to then this building, then they went to both buildings, do you know. I think that in itself says a lot, do you know. That in itself says so much, because they went from having a building next door to then going to here, to now having both put together. Like, that clearly says loads about the community, as in how much the BlueHouses means to the community. Like, the many people that I see and hear, adults, like, even older people, like older women and stuff, like, they come here, not just young people, they come here because they feel that they really need to go and they really need to be here, do you know. So it's not even just having an impact on the community's young people, it's having an impact on the older people in the community, like, do you know, of all ages. Like, from mums and tots, so from those kids, do you know, like, it's from those kids that are not even walking yet to those ones that find it hard to get here but still manage to walk here, do you know. So it definitely says a lot about it, and it's definitely had a massive impact. I don't think Ballysillan would be the same, to be honest, if the BlueHouses wasn't here. Like, I walk past here on, like, a Saturday night, the building's in complete darkness, but there's kids sitting on the steps outside, like, just sitting there up against the shutters on their phones. Like, it's like they're not even open, it's the weekend. Instead of them being somewhere else, they're still sitting outside the BlueHouses, do you know. So it just says a lot about the place, you know. So yeah, no, I think it's definitely had a massive impact in the community.